Back on the podcast with CeeDee Lamb, the wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, has come off an excellent rookie year with the Cowboys. Sure is looking to better things as a team in 2021. And thanks so much for joining me, CD.
No problem. Thank you for having me, man. It's my pleasure.
Okay. So you're being brought to us today by Sleep Number. And I've asked a few guys this question in the last couple of years because more and more teams are putting more and more emphasis on sleep as it relates to performance. And I wondered, has sleep had an impact on your game? And do you find that you emphasize it very much in game weeks?
Yes, I find that sleep is definitely important. Just as important that people say it is, actually. And I do emphasize it a lot more during game weeks because I feel like without the proper sleep and the proper rest to your body, your mind, you won't be able to go out there and perform to your ultimate best or play as good as you think you would. So without a doubt, throughout the week, I'm looking forward to getting the best rest.
And what has your partnership with Sleep Number done? What exactly are you doing with them at the Super Bowl? And are you able to get that point across when you talk to people?
On Sleep Number, we definitely partnered with the Cowboys to give four line health care workers from the Dallas area, provide them 4 Sleep Number beds, smart 360 beds, and just for all the hard work and dedication that they've put in throughout the season. And, waking up early mornings and having to give everyone, COVID tests for about at least 16, 17 weeks, that could be a burden. Rather than, go to sleep in a Sleep Number bed, get the quality rest where they could wake up the next morning and have a lot more energy than they did the day before. So, just being courteous and cautious of our companions and our friends. They wake up every morning just to give us, COVID tests to make sure that we're safe and that we're not endangering each other. So it's the least I could do.
What exactly was that like this year for you? You had a very odd rookie year in the NFL, not in terms of football, but in terms of everything else. And I wondered, look back on your rookie year now, and how strange was everything from all the COVID protocols to, doing so much of your learning, basically on Zooms just like this.
Yeah, it was definitely different. Obviously, because growing up watching the NFL my whole life, packed stadiums, diehard fans, what a great football game is like when the stadium is full. And obviously that wasn't the case this year. It was definitely different. You can't really have a mask on the sideline. You got to wear a mask. Can't really talk to anyone without having a mask on. There's no fans, or like you would have about 25%, if any. So it was definitely a difference maker to not have the fans in there. The protocol every day schedule was different. And then meetings via Zoom, it was through a computer. So spent all my time this off season before talking to a screen, basically.
It must be, I've heard so many stories now about education across the United States and how parents are just so fed up with having their kids at home and all the learning is on Zoom. You had to do the same thing. You must be able to identify with all these high school and middle school and elementary school kids all across the country who are just sick of looking at a screen.
Yeah, it's definitely different because I actually have my brother staying with me now. So he's finishing his high school career online, and it's tough. I see it on his face every morning when he has to wake up, and when by the relief of when it's time to close the laptop or school's over, if you will. But, obviously as bad as it may sound, the kids are not in school. By them not being in school is probably the safest thing for them. My brother has asthma, so it definitely would have put him at risk of catching it a lot quicker than, your typical person, or does someone with a better, system. And it's really a difficult year, honestly. COVID is definitely messing up a lot of things. But I appreciate everyone trying to contribute and make life as regular as possible.
Don't you think it's a cool thing that, there's going to be 7,500 vaccinated healthcare workers at the Super Bowl, both as team and league guests, with all expenses paid. And to me, I kind of look at that and I say, imagine all these people who would never get to go to a Super Bowl, and now look, they're at a Mahomes-Brady Super Bowl, so it's not just any Super Bowl.
Any Super Bowl, exactly.
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool thing for them. Let me just ask you a couple things about your rookie year that are really intriguing to me. I don't know how many people know this, but you're 21 years old. You played your rookie year in the NFL at 21. So obviously you're one of the younger players in the league. Have you always felt throughout your football career, as you've sort of climbed the ladder, have you always felt like a little bit of an overachiever, and maybe you're playing up against kids both in school and now in the NFL who are older and maybe more experienced than you?
Definitely overachiever is probably the most accurate word I could think of. Just growing up, I always played the older guys. I never played with my age group. I always played the guys, that was better, stronger, faster, and, just physically more gifted. And then at the time, it was a struggle early on, just trying to fit in, trying to see what my skill set was. But then at some point, you get tired of getting bullied. You get tired of just getting pushed over. So you go home and it's like, what do I need to work on? You figure it out, and then you excel, and then you become better, and then you just showcase it. And then when it's time to just step up, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna actually step up, or are you gonna fold? And I definitely have that mindset every time I touch the field. It's time. It's either step up or fold. I definitely want to be the guy to step up, because if you fold, you gotta live with that for the rest of your life, and you're gonna hate yourself for it.
I want to ask you about one game that I really recall about in your rookie year, where it was in October. You're playing the Giants at home. And at the time, you guys, your defense, people are running over your defense kind of like a track meet every week. And you guys are having to score a huge number of points to be competitive. You that day caught 8 balls for 124 yards, your best statistical day of the year. It was only your 5th game in the NFL. You guys win that game. And I thought, just, obviously I watched you early on. You had good days. You were a productive receiver right from the jump. But what did that game mean to you now that you look back on it? 8 catches, 124 yards, your 5th game in the NFL as a rookie.
As I look back, it's definitely a highlighted game in my career, just because it was definitely one of those games where I feel like I stepped up a lot for the team, and personally for myself. I played a game for my guys. I played a game for my brothers, and I love to win. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, and obviously in that game, I definitely learned a lot. I took a couple hits, but it's definitely like more of a mental game, if you will. Just having Dak, it made it a lot easier for me to, read the defenses. He put me in position to give me the opportunity to make a play. And every opportunity I got, I look at it as, I make a break. It's either I make this play or I don't. And in the NFL, you never really know how the game will play out. So, I just try to take most of every rep and every opportunity. And just going through the game, As I remember correctly, my first opportunity, my first pass that I had in that game was a drop, and then I don't take drops. I don't take drops lightly. So just going into the game, I knew if I catch every other ball, every ball besides that one, we would have a great game. And that was kind of my mindset, just have new achievements, new heights.
Two other things about your rookie year. Number one, I wonder, Dak Prescott from the outside seems like just a terrific leader and the kind of guy that people love playing with. Describe what he meant to you in your rookie year, even though he gets hurt early on.
He was definitely a leader. He is. He's a leader. He's a brother. And most importantly, he's a friend of mine. And it don't get no better than that once you build that kind of chemistry in less than a year. Having him, especially during the COVID year at that, I feel like COVID definitely slowed a lot of things down, missed up a lot of days of actually just bonding, getting together, and trying to make up for those days. I actually go in and check on him. I hit him up every now and then, see how he's doing. I just want to be there for my guy, you know what I'm saying? And just show him that it's more than just football with me. Like, I actually care for you like a brother, a big brother, And little bro got you always. And he's definitely made COVID year, having him and even not having him, a lot easier, and helped me understand, that the NFL is going to give you ups and downs. Like, it's going to be with you and it's going to be against you. It's just on a matter of how you approach it and how you're going to handle it. And you always want to handle it the right way. Just keep it moving.
We'll end with this. I have to assume you growing up in the area of the country you grew up in and going to Oklahoma, that the Cowboys were a pretty big deal. Even though this is a very odd year, people back home ask you, hey, what's it like playing for America's team? What do you tell them?
Man, it's a blessing. Everything you do is being watched, so definitely be careful. But man, I love it here. Definitely love the tradition. I love the people, and everything about just us as a team. I feel like it's taking steps in the right direction. And then the history of the Dallas Cowboys, I feel like it speaks to us for itself. And the standard is definitely a great standard to hold. And when you withheld that standard, you definitely play to a high level. And I love being on a team that especially definitely has high expectations for each other, and we understand what we want to be. And I wouldn't rather be. I don't see myself with another group of guys.
Ceedee Lamb, congratulations on your year. Thanks for joining me on the podcast. All the best to you as you go into year two, and let's hope it's a little bit more of a normal season.
Please. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.